Oh shit. Announcing Path of Exile Blight. Ooh, Okay, I'm gonna go get my cup of coffee, and then we dive in. Also, for you guys watching in YouTube, I have no idea how long this is gonna take. So, in the top right corner, I'm gonna make a shorter video as well. So if this is too long, then just click that thing up there somewhere. Here it's gonna be like somewhere here. Because this is gonna be like a unedited stuff. Coffee, here be. How does it feel to be deceived? I'm gonna edit it anyways, as you can see. Okay. Announcing Path of Exile. Blight. Let's see. Let's see what we have. I shall be muting my mic now.
The Blight, a creeping black fungus that feeds on the will of its hosts. Pulsating with toxic blood too dangerous to touch, too dangerous to ignore. We must drain the ichor of this dark infection. Its mindless husks will protect its core. So I build weapons. Towers which conjure flames, chill the air, move the earth. Even so, I need your might. And to the mighty go the spoils. The source of this blight is out there. Its black tendrils reaching for us. We will seek it out and purge it. The Blight is here. And we are the cure.
In the Blight League, Sister Cassia is trying to stop the spread of the mind-controlling Blight by destroying fungal growths. When attacked, the Blight commands infected monsters to defend it. The monsters mindlessly follow the Blight's tendrils, only attacking foes directly in their path. The infected are unusually tough, so you'll need to build defensive towers to exploit each monster's specific weaknesses. For each tendril lane you defend, a chest will appear with your rewards. These rewards can include oils, which Sister Cassia can combine together to enchant certain items. Blighted maps contain larger pockets of infection. Cleanse these for rewards, including unique items which can be enchanted with notable passive skills. In Path of Exile Blight, we also have a focus on giving you more control over when you run side content. Master missions now stack for later if you don't run them immediately. This expansion also contains significant revamps to the Saboteur, Assassin, and Necromancer Ascendancy classes, as well as an additional bar of skill bindings. Check out Path of Exile Blight on September 6th.
I just everything in the starting part just like went through me like that. I'm just gonna shoot the good bits again, okay? Okay?
Attacking foes directly in their path. The infected are unusually tough, so you'll need to build defensive towers to exploit each monster's specific weaknesses. For each tendril lane you defend, a chest will appear with your rewards. These rewards can include oils, which Sister Cassia can combine together to enchant certain items. Blighted maps contain larger pockets of infection. cleanse these for rewards, including unique items which can be enchanted with notable passive skills. In Path of Exile Blight, we also have a focus on giving you more control over when you run side content. Master missions now stack for later if you don't run them immediately. This expansion also contains significant revamps to the Saboteur, Assassin, and Necromancer Ascendancy classes, as well as an additional bar of skill bindings. Check out Path of Exile Blight on September 6th.
Oh my god. Side content that we don't have to do immediately. We can, you know, choose a bit later. Additional skill bar. Okay. Now it's time to look up for everything we have here. Man.
The Blight. A creeping blight.
Actually, we're just gonna go and watch a Zigari Dagari Do video, I think. That's the right call. Ziggy D videos. And after we've seen that, then we go through the rest of the page. But yeah. The first impression of the actual league is this tower defense. I mean, it's like, you know, just need more. Wait, I don't see the Ziggy video in his YouTube. Where's the Ziggy video? Does somebody have it? Because it's not yet on his. At least I can't see it.
G'day, I'm Ziggy
Okay, there you go. Tower Defense League.
D, and welcome to my reveal of Path of Exile's 3.8 expansion, Blight. In this league, we'll join forces with Sister Cassia to destroy fungal growths that are mind-controlling the monsters of Rayclast, and we'll do it through the power of towers. That's right, Path of Exile is getting tower defense. Sister Cassia has a device that can purge the Blight, but she needs our help in defending it. Waves of mind-controlled slaves will travel along tendril paths, and we must stop them before they destroy Cassia's device. The infected are imbued with unnatural toughness, but we'll be able to employ a variety of different towers to halt their progress. We can make towers to slow, distract, and damage monsters, exploiting their specific weaknesses with different elements. And of course, this is still Path of Exile, so we'll also be joining in on the combat ourselves. Tower placement, choices of upgrades, and cross-tower synergies will be important strategic decisions, and a successful defense will reveal a variety of rewards amongst the drained Blight tendrils. In addition to the different varieties of loot and currency, we'll also be able to drain special oils from the Blights that can be combined together to anoint rings and amulets with new enchantments. Anointing rings will add enchantments that aid in future Blight encounters, making our towers cheaper or more powerful. Anointing amulets, however, will add enchantments that allocate a notable passive from the skill tree, without needing to spend passive points or even path to it. With these anointed amulets, it'll be possible to add a notable passive to your build from anywhere on the skill tree.
That's big.
The anointing process with oils is deterministic, with each combination of 3 oils producing a different set outcome, and you'll be able to see which enchantment you'll get before you consume the oils.
Wow,
This means
wait.
stick with each combination of 3 oils producing a different set outcome, and you'll be able to see which enchantment you'll get before you consume the oils. This means that it'll be far easier to discover and use this system than previously crafting mechanics.
That's big.
Once at endgame, players will be able to find blighted maps which contain one gigantic Blight encounter. These tower defense maps have a much higher degree of difficulty than the regular random Blight encounters.
You can't get wall back. That's a keystone. You get notables. You can get shit like +1 curse. You can get the alchemist, etc. You can get like a French enchant, gender enchant, etc.
Encounters, but also much greater rewards. Blighted maps can be crafted like regular maps, and they can also be anointed with oils to add additional special modifiers.
Yeah, there's a lot of good shit.
Successful completion of these Blighted Tower Defense maps will potentially yield higher
would
level
assume-
Blighted maps and special
I would assume that the +1 curse is gonna be rare as fuck to get, like hard to get.
Blight unique items. In 3.8, there's going to be a set of 4 special Blight uniques, with some of them having variants. These can be anointed with notable passive skills, just like the amulets. These new boots, the Stampede, have been anointed with Cold-Hearted Calculation, but the choice of notable passive is yours. Why not add Constitution for 14% increased life, or Whispers of Doom for an additional curse? Anointed enchantments can be overridden and replaced with others if you change your mind, and
Those
oils
boots
can be
were
traded up
lit
to more
as
rare
fuck.
types of oil by trading 3 for 1 at the vendor. In addition to the 4 Blight uniques and their variants, there will also be another 10 uniques added to the game in 3.8, each aimed at being build-defining. The Triad Grip, for example, are a pair of gloves that can potentially fully convert minion physical damage into cold, fire, lightning, or even chaos with some luck in corruption. And in addition to these 14 new uniques, there are a couple dozen existing uniques being rebalanced, with 6 of them receiving significant overhauls.
Sorry, what?
Uniques. And in addition to these 14 new uniques, there are a couple dozen existing uniques being rebalanced, with 6 of them receiving significant overhauls. As with other recent expansions, Blight will also see major changes to 3 build archetypes. The first is the long-awaited Summoner Overhaul. 3.8 aims to fix many problems with the Summoner playstyle and revamp the Necromancer to be more powerful overall. You'll now be able to control the behavior of your minions using 3 new support gems. Any skill supported by these new support gems will cause your minions to act aggressively, defensively, or even focus fire on a specific target. In addition to this, skeletons, zombies, and
Okay, the first impression of it being a support gem linked into the minion sounds really bad, but they need, I mean, I guess if they have damage multiplier, it's fine, I suppose. I guess.
Spectres
I mean, they better
been
have it, yeah.
reworked to be much more powerful based on gem levels specifically. This makes them much less reliant on items and ascendancies to gain the bulk of their power. The goal here
Excuse me, sorry, what?
much less to be much. In addition to this, skeletons, zombies, and spectres have been reworked to be much more powerful based on gem levels specifically. This makes them much less reliant on items and ascendancies to gain the bulk of their power. The goal
that's
here
nice.
is to make your choices of build matter more for specialization and playstyle over raw power. For example, you can see in the footage here a player who has focused quite a bit on minion speed. There's a new minion called the Carrion Golem, which buffs and is in turn buffed by your other minions. In addition to this, there's going to be a new wand-based type, found in specific Atlas maps, which will have its own pool of summoner-focused modifiers. And of course, the Necromancer will be seeing a redesign to provide more useful effects for a larger spectrum of minion types. This will be revealed at a later date. The next build archetype being revamped is the Poison Assassin. In the past, this playstyle was a prominent build choice and very powerful in its day, but it has since fallen out of favor in quite a large way. In order to bring this playstyle back into the spotlight, 3.8 will add 5 new skills and 1 new support gem themed around the Poison Critical Strike Assassin playstyle. One of these new skills is Cobra Lash, which throws a copy of your weapon to chain multiple times between enemies. It has a built-in 100% chance to poison on a critical strike. And to better balance the offense and defense of these playstyles, there will also be a new buff available from the Assassin Ascendancy called Elusive, which gives defense and mobility bonuses. This buff is also the first that is designed to get weaker as it expires rather than simply switching off. So it'll be at its strongest when it's first activated, getting weaker over time. This will come alongside assassin tweaks that will give it new options for building around critical strikes and poison. And the third build archetype revamp for 3.8 is the Mine Saboteur playstyle. Mines are now thrown at range instead of placed at your feet, and when detonated they will now detonate in sequence with boosted power the longer the chain of detonations is. To further differentiate mines from traps, activated mines will now reserve some mana while armed, and many mines will have auras which will apply to nearby enemies. On top of this, there will be 3 new mine skills and 1 new utility skill that'll work with both traps and mines. In the footage is the new low-level mine skill Stormblast Mine, which is designed to expand the early game options of this archetype. Stormblast mines make nearby enemies more vulnerable to damage, and they gain increasingly powerful shockwaves when multiple are detonated in sequence. Both the Saboteur and the mine-related notable passives are being reworked to provide better support for mine-focused playstyles. But shifting things away from Blight and builds for a second, 3.8 is also an expansion with a large focus on allowing players to play content when they want to. An ongoing issue many players have been faced with is the pressure placed on things like doing master missions and engaging in previous league mechanics. The problem was often that you would not want to skip these encounters for fear of wasting them, but in being forced to do them right then and there, you would interrupt your current gameplay flow. Another issue identified was that in order to do master missions when you want to, you'd be forced to trade with other players for missing maps in order to do your daily quests on the Atlas. 3.8 is taking big steps towards solving both of these issues. Players will still sometimes encounter things like incursions and Einhar randomly when doing Atlas maps. However, the majority of encounters with master content is now deferred and can be done when you want to. There is a counter that stacks up of deferred master missions that can be built up as you play, with an additional 2 missions added every day even if you aren't playing. When you want to engage in the master content, you can speak to that master and they will open the Zana's map device for you to insert a map of your choice so you can complete their mission right then and there in that map, guaranteed. The implications of this change are huge. It means that you can map with your buddies and let the Sulfite missions for delves stack up. Then on the weekend, when you have some time for yourself, you can jump in, chain a bunch of Sulfite maps from your stacked up missions,
fucking big, dude.
and then delve to your heart's content. You can ignore Alva's missions and let them stack up for a week and then chain temples back to back when you have a bunch of time and want to farm for that white socket craft or corruption table. Whatever way you choose to engage, the key thing is that you'll get to choose when and how. Alongside this monumentous improvement, some previous leagues are also being improved. Betrayal's Mastermind encounter, long relegated to being just simply not done, will now get a reward room for every member of the Immortal Syndicate, not just the leaders, which should make it much more tempting. Importantly, Syndicate State is now shared across all characters in the league, so you won't lose progress if you make a new character. Delve has also been rebalanced to make it much easier to reach deeper depths to challenge your character. There are a total of 69 fewer depths to reach endgame maps, and the rarer encounters have been made more common. And yes, Sulfite is now also shared across all characters in the league. Now the Legion League was a big hit, so naturally it's being added to the game right from the get-go. As detailed in a recent manifesto, monoliths will appear in the Temple of Atzoatl, Delve, and they can also randomly appear in maps. Additionally, there will be a new Scarab to add monoliths to your maps manually, and there'll be some sextant modifiers. Synthesis, on the other hand, was a divisive league, and as a whole, its mechanics are not being added to the core game. The boss fights, however, are being added to the game as unique maps in Zana's random mission offerings. This will bring Synthesis.
Please, for the love of God, do not make. They're gonna have crazy modifiers like before. Oh no. Please no. No, don't do that. Give us the bosses, but make the no mods. No mods on them.
Specific uniques back into the game through these maps, though there is not currently planned to be access to the Synthesizer, Nexus, or Fractured items. Now personally, I think that even without the Blight League and content, this would be a big update for the game. The overhaul to the Master Mission system is such a relief because the overwhelming list of things that's been building up in this game that could interrupt what I was doing was really starting to grate on me at times. Personally, I really want to do delves and temples and things like that. I just don't want to do them right then and there when I'm in the middle of my map a lot of the time. But wasting Sulfite encounters or incursions always felt terrible. And being able to do a day of specific farming when we want to sounds so much better overall. That being said, when Chris first revealed that Blight was going to be a tower defense league, I cracked up laughing because it's so goofy, but it actually looks like a lot of fun. Also, the Blighted maps really remind me of the olden days of Path of Exile mapping, where maps would be quite rare and we were excited about really crafting them up to try and get some higher level map drops. And this is the first league in a while that isn't really focused on endgame boss fights. Good bosses are one of my favorite things in PoE, but I'm excited for something wildly different, with Blight's endgame instead being focused on high-level Blight map mega tower defense missions. This could well recapture some of my childhood of playing custom games in Warcraft 3. It also seems like a really good move after Synthesis to make a crafting reward structure that will be much easier to read and navigate. Being able to see the oil crafts before committing to them and having them not be random is going to be quite a bit less stressful for players, I think. But that said, let me know what your initial thoughts are in the comments. That's it for now, I'm Ziggy D, and thanks for watching.
I really don't know what to think about the leak mechanic at the moment. I have no idea. It looks wonky, but I don't know. Okay, one thing that
G'day, I'm Ziggy.
That is interesting now is making new accounts, because you're getting two daily missions every day, regardless if you do them or not, or if you play at all. Because that could be a way of farming beasts, sulfite, at least in, like, you know, trade leagues. Obviously won't work in Total Fun. Like you just can make the account into red maps, and then you can like farm red beasts. You can get sulfite. Right, you just open the maps with the other account, and then you go to the main to pick up the sulfite. I wonder if they have anything for that, or if they're fine with people making multiple accounts for that, because that sounds like it's gonna be a thing that people don't feel like they need to do, but obviously they don't want to because they don't have NTX on those characters and all that. You kind of could already do that. Yeah, but now like before you would have that would happen, like you could do it once a day, right? Now it's gonna be 2 a day, so that's big. That's like big. There's a big difference. Also, you can choose the map you run, and not a random map in your atlas. That's big, right? You can use the you know, the insanely well rolled T16s. Yeah, and you don't have to do it every day. You can just stack up, right? So that sounds very interesting. At the same time, obnoxious thing to do. But yeah, I wonder if they're trying, like, if they do some kind of limitations for that. Like, I don't know what kind of things, but that sounds like something that people are don't wanna do, but they feel they need to. Let's watch it again.
Hey, I'm Ziggy D, and welcome to my reveal of Path of Exile's 3.8 expansion, Blight. In this league, we'll join forces with Sister Cassia to destroy fungal growths that are mind-controlling the monsters of Rayclast. And we'll do it through the power of towers.
Yeah, there's way to make it not
Path of Exile is
thing.
getting tower defense. Sister
Bump durability. So these are these like your best, or is this like the progress or something like that?
Cassia has a device that can purge the Blight, but she needs our help in defending it. Waves of mind-controlled slaves will travel along tendril paths, and we must stop them before they destroy Cassia's device. The infected are imbued with unnatural toughness, but we'll be able to Cassia's device. The infected are imbued with unnatural
Fireball Tower, MK1, damage low, range small, casts a fireball. Healing Tower, heals enemies.
But we'll be able to employ a variety.
Summons 1 minion.
Variety of different towers to halt their progress. We can make towers to slow, distract, and damage monsters, exploiting their specific weaknesses with different elements. And of course, this is still Path of Exile, so we'll also be joining in on the combat ourselves. Tower placement, choices of upgrades, and cross-tower synergies will be important strategic decisions.
This looks like it's gonna be
Successful
laggy.
defense will reveal a variety of rewards amongst the drained Blight tendrils. In addition to the different varieties of loot and currency, we'll also be able to drain special oils from the...
Also, one thing, now the big question is there gonna be a point where your character is so strong that you completely like ignore all of the tower mechanics and then just like blast everything anyways? Or do you need to use the towers to do anything, right? That's an interesting thing to think about, right? I'm assuming that once you have the headhunter and all that, you just don't give a fuck about anything. You just kill everything at that point. I'm guessing, but I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see if they're forcing you to actually interact with the tower mechanic in order to actually get anything out of it.
Blights that can be combined together to anoint ring.
This looks amazing. The fact that we can see what notable we're getting before we use it is so good, so goddamn good. And I'm expecting the really good notables to be extremely hard to get.
Rings and amulets with new enchantments.
Like +1 curse, I'm expecting that to be the rarity of like a fucking doctor card or something like that, you know.
Anointing rings will add enchantments
Probably
that
no
aid
more.
in future Blight encounters, making our towers cheaper or more powerful. Anointing amulets, however, will add enchantments that allocate a notable passive from the skill tree, without needing to spend passive points or even path to it. With these anointed amulets, it'll be possible to add a notable passive to your build from anywhere on the skill tree. The anointing process with oils is deterministic, with each combination of...
Okay. It says... Let's listen.
The anointing process and passive points or cheaper or more powerful. Anointing amulets, however, will add enchantments that allocate a notable passive from the skill tree, without needing to spend passive points or even path to it. With these anointed amulets, it'll be possible to add a notable passive to your build from anywhere on the skill tree.
Makes me wonder, can you, let's say that you're using a Legion Jewel that changes that specific, no wait, not changes, but adds something to it, right? Like the ones that just add like some random stat, right? Will you also get that random stat on top of it? Or does it give it to you as if it was a base? Like without any changes? And can these give us the Legion specific notables? Right? The 100 whatever damage and shit like that. Or if you have a Legion Jewel that changes that specific notable, would you then get the Legion notable, or would you get nothing? I'm expecting it to just give you the notable without any, you know, it considers your skill tree as a base, and it just gives you the base. That's what I'm guessing, but that could be interesting if it didn't work like that. Honestly, I'm expecting this to be bugged as fuck when it comes to that. Just calling it right now, by the way.
The anointing process with oils is deterministic, with each combination of 3 oils producing a different set outcome, and you'll be able to see which enchantment you'll get before you consume the oils. This means that it'll be far easier to discover and use this system than previous league crafting mechanics. Once at endgame, players will be able to
Areas infested with fungal growth. Natural inhabitants of this area have been removed. Okay, big question. Because it's a blighted park map, because it's not park map, it's blighted park map now, will it get influence? I'm expecting it to not get, based on how influence works with shaped / elder, if it's different or not.
find blighted maps which contain one gigantic blight encounter. These tower defense maps have a much higher degree of difficulty than the regular random blight encounters, but also much greater rewards. Blighted maps can be crafted like regular maps, and they can also be annoying.
Yeah, but when it says natural inhabitants, that doesn't necessarily mean that you can't get drops? Maybe? I don't know. It would make sense that it's not. It doesn't get the Eldorad Slaver item drops, because it's not the same map as it's in your atlas, right? It's like a different map.
Anointed with oils to add additional special modifiers. Successful completion of these blighted tower defense maps will potentially yield higher level blighted maps and special blight unique items. In 3.8, there's going to be a set of 4 special blight uniques, with some of them having variants. These can be anointed with notable passive skills, just like the amulets. These new boots, the Stampede, have been anointed with cold-hearted calculation, but the choice of notable passive is yours. Why not add Constitution for 14% increased life, or...
Dude, this is 50% more movement speed. This boot, this modifier means 100. This is 50% more movement speed. That's big.
Whispers of Doom for an additional curse. Anointed enchantments can be over...
I mean, it's only big if you have a very high... Like, you need to have a very high base movement speed before it's worth using. Like, let's say you have, like... I mean, well, it's very easy to calculate, right? And they don't have life and shit. Those boots will be the fastest boots in the game when you have enough movement speed.
Ridden and replaced with others if you change your mind, and oils can be traded up to more rare types of oil by trading 3 for 1 at the vendor. In addition to the 4 blight uniques and their variants...
Wait, wasn't the wording increased cooldown recovery speed? Doesn't nerf them, it buffs them. Right? I'm pretty sure that's a buff. Yes, it is a buff. It makes them faster. Yes, that is a buff.
Whispers of Doom for an additional curse. Anointed enchantments can be overridden and replaced with others if you change your mind, and oils can be traded up to more rare types of oil by trading 3 for 1 at the vendor.
Wait, sorry, what did you say about that?
Of them having variants. These can be anointed with notable passive skills, just like the amulets. These new boots, the Stampede, have been anointed with cold-hearted...
So only these specific uniques can get these? I mean, okay, that helps a lot with like the life issue. Like getting the big life node on Templar, for example. Looks nice.
Calculation. But the choice of notable passive is yours. Why not add Constitution for 14% increased life, or Whispers of Doom for an additional curse? Anointed enchantments can be overridden and replaced with others if you change your mind, and oils can be traded up to more rare types of oil by trading 3 for 1 at the vendor. In addition to...
Oh, you can farm the oils. Interesting. Like scale them up with the 3-to-1.
The 4 blight uniques and their...
Juggernaut, the Ascendancy skill, does this modify the base action speed? Yeah, it does.
Variants. There will also
These are interesting. Like, yeah, like these are interesting. The issue though is kind of that you're so you're so fucked up with your colors. Like, how many summoner builds wants to use 4 green together, for example? Just use 2 for SRS. But if you have 2 reds and then the other 2, it doesn't make your SRS do 100% fire. It makes 75% fire and 25% of whatever the other sockets. I mean, it could be 12.5 and 12.5. It doesn't. You would have to have all of them red for them to actually do 100% fire. Because when the skill itself has 50% conversion. So if you add 100% conversion, it has to scale down. And you're adding, 50% fire and then whatever combination of the others. Not if it's a 2 socket. Oh, I mean, yeah, sure, if you make 2 socket, I guess. But then you run out of sockets. Interesting gloves regardless. I don't think you would use this on SRS. Honestly, you use this on something like skellies or zombies or Spectres.
In 3.8, each aimed at being build defining. The Triad Grip, for example, are a pair of gloves that can potentially fully convert minion physical damage into cold, fire, lightning, or even chaos with some luck in corruption. And in addition to these 14 new uniques, there are a couple dozen existing uniques being rebalanced, with 6 of them receiving significant.
There's a new mana flask, by the way.
As with other recent.
That's a new. Either
expansions.
Wait, no. Is this just a rework of how the flasks look? Because that looks like a Divine Life, but it's a slightly different looking than it is right now. So this could just be like they made the flasks look better. Could also be that. Or like, change them a bit.
We'll also see major changes to 3 build archetypes. The first is the long-awaited Summoner Overhaul. 3.8
I'm trying to see the new minion, but I can't see it.
Aims to fix many problems with the Summoner playstyle and revamp the Necromancer.
They're so fucking fast. Oh, there. Look at that. Right there.
To be more powerful overall. You'll now be able to control the behavior of your minions using 3 new support gems. Any skill supported by these new support gems will cause your minions to act aggressively, defensively, or even focus fire on a specific target.
Oh yeah, so the thing about I wonder how the focus fire is gonna work and all that. But yeah, okay, so the thing here, if the defensive one doesn't have a more multiplier, or like, I don't know. I feel like regardless what it is, it kind of has to have a more multiplier. I'd much rather just have had a, like, I don't know. It's weird. I guess we have to wait and see how it's gonna work. But like, I like the idea, like, in a way, I like the idea that it's a support, because it allows us to, specify different minions to different roles. But at the same time, we could just have it like it is in Grim Dawn, right? Or in Last Epoch. Wait, does Last Epoch? Remember? I don't remember. But yeah, in like Grim Dawn, you can like you just assign it, like it's built into the minions. I wish they could just do it built into the minions, honestly.
In addition to this, skeletons, zombies, and specters have been reworked.
Yeah, I just have the checkbox, exactly.
Based on gem levels specifically. This makes them much less reliant on items and
that gem level thing, I kind of like it, and at the same time I dislike it. Because now it takes away the super crazy budget Spectre setups that have like no gear whatsoever and they do crazy damage, but then it makes the high scaling better, right? Now having +3, yeah, I kind of like it, honestly. Yeah, overall it's better. It feels like it nerfs it like on the lower end, but it gives the scalability, which is good. The now having +2 or +3 on your Spectre helm is actually usable, unlike before where it's just like 2% more damage, like that.
Ascendancies to gain the bulk of their power. The goal here is to make your choices of build matter more for specialization and playstyle over raw power. For example, you can see in the footage here a player who has focused quite a bit on minion speed. There's a new minion called the
Okay, about the tower defense, I feel like this. I mean, obviously, we're gonna have like these crazy ass builds that destroy everything, anyways. But for the casual playstyle, I feel like builds that you don't have to do stuff like shit yourself to kill things, so totems or minion builds might be nice, because then you can haggle around with the towers if playing around with the towers is important and it requires more than just clicking them once. Yeah, Empower is going to be amazing as well now, Spectres. Yeah, true.
Carrion Golem, which buffs and is in turn buffed by your other minions. In addition to this, there's going to be a new wand-based type found in specific Atlas maps, which will have its own pool of summoner-focused modifiers.
That's nice.
And of course, the Necromancer will be seeing a redesign to provide more useful effects for a larger spectrum of minion types. This will be revealed at a later date.
Wait, what did he say?
And of course, the Necromancer will be seeing a redesign to provide more useful effects for a larger spectrum of minion types. This will be revealed at a later date.
I wonder how this is going to look like.
The archetype being revamped is the Poison Assassin. In the past, this playstyle was a prominent...
Oh yeah, Focus Fire and SRS. Oh, that could, yeah, you could actually get the crazy single target back now. While, wait, okay, now the question is it so that you have to do something specific for the Focus Fire, and if you when you target that, dude, if it's worked like that, that's what I actually said like long time ago, that it would be nice that if you don't target anything, then the SRS roam free like they do now. And if you target a specific monster while you're casting the SRS, all of the SRS that were cast while you holded it down would go for that and would only stay on that target. So that way you could even play so that you could have some focusing and then some not. And it would actually be kind of interesting. I guess we have to just wait and see how it works. But that sounds really good.
Build choice and very powerful in its day, but it has since fallen out of favor in quite a large way. In order to bring this playstyle back into the spotlight, 3.8 will add 5 new skills and 1 new support gem themed around the Poison Critical Strike Assassin playstyle. One of these new skills is Cobra Lash, which throws a copy of your weapon to chain multiple times.
Yeah, it could be a boss swap.
It has a built-in 100% chance to poison on a critical strike. And to better balance the offense and defense of these playstyles, there will also be a new buff available from the Assassin Ascendancy called
the buff is looking super interesting. The percentage.
This buff is also the first that is designed to get weaker as it expires rather than simply switching off. So it'll be at its strongest when it's first activated, getting weaker over time. This will come alongside a...
Okay, by the way, that more keybinds is godsend. I had issues with deciding what skill to drop in, like skills to drop in fucking racing already. So that's gonna be nice. More skill keybinds.
Assassin tweaks that will give it new options for building around critical strikes and poison. And the third build archetype revamp for 3.8 is the Mine Saboteur playstyle. Mines are now thrown at range instead of placed at your feet. And when
about the poison thing, I hate the fact that if the they're making poison work just because of the ascendancy instead of making poison overall work. I really hate it if that's gonna be the case. I really fucking hate that idea that they're just buffing assassin so much that it's the only way to do poison. Not a fan. I mean, I'm not a fan of the archetype thing in general still. I have a feeling that the assassin is gonna have skill specific ascendancy nodes, and I'm just gonna be like, oh, why do
Detonated, they will now detonate in sequence with boosted power the longer the
I'm not sure about the fuck. I'm not sure about the what I like about the mind change. Like, first of all, we throw them, and now the difference is that it reserves your mana or life, I suppose. Wait, what happens if you're EB? Does it just go off your life pool? Or are you just unable to throw mines if you're fully reserved in your mana pool? If this means that you can't do EB with mines, that's like, ugh. That's like actually, oh my god, that is so bad if that's the case. The reservation costs same as ours. Yeah, I'm not sure. I guess we just have to wait and see.
chain of detonations is. To further differentiate mines from traps, activated mines will now reserve some mana while armed, and many mines will have auras which will apply to nearby enemies. On top of this, there will be 3 new mine skills and 1 new utility skill that'll work with both traps and mines.
This skill is just like ice burn already, you know?
In the footage is the new low-level mine skill Stormblast Mine, which is designed to expand the early game options of this archetype. Stormblast mines make nearby enemies more vulnerable to damage, and
They need to tone down the effects a bit.
gain increasingly powerful shockwaves when multiple are detonated in sequence. Both the Saboteur and the mine-related notable passives are being reworked to provide better support for mine-focused playstyles. But shifting things away from Blight and builds for a second, 3.8 is also an expansion with a large focus on allowing players to play content when they want to. An ongoing issue many players have been faced with is the pressure placed on things like doing master missions and engaging in previous league mechanics. The problem was often that you would not want to skip these encounters for fear of wasting them, but in being forced to do them right then and there, you would interrupt your current gameplay flow. Another issue identified was that in order to do master missions when you want to, you'd be forced to trade with other players for missing maps in order to do your daily quests on the Atlas. 3.8 is taking big steps towards solving both of these issues. Players will still sometimes encounter things like incursions and Einhar randomly when doing Atlas maps. However, the majority of encounters with master content is now.
So is it actually that we have 103 yellow tier Einhars? Like, oh shit, dude. That's that's interesting. Oh boy, another Atlas mechanic that will most likely be completely bugged. By the way, that's an image of a new Atlas. And we have a underground sea 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. At least 7. Wait, they already gave a new atlas? Like the whole new atlas? Ooh. Really? Oh shit. That fuck it, it's completely own video. Maybe. Potential. I don't know. No meant the photo. Oh, it's just like somewhere on the video.
And can be done when you want to. There is a counter that stacks up.
Want to buy a
master missions
like a timestamp? What video and where?
That can be built up as you play, with an additional 2 missions added every day even if you aren't playing. When you want to engage in the master content, you can speak to that master and they will open the Zana's map device for you to insert a map of your choice so you can complete their mission right then and there in that map, guaranteed. The implications of this change are huge. It means that you can map with your buddies and let the sulfite missions for delves stack up. Then on the weekend, when you have some time for yourself, you can jump in, chain a bunch of sulfite maps from your stacked up missions, and then delve to your heart's content. You can ignore Alva's missions and let them stack up for a week, and then chain temples back to back when you have a bunch of time and want to farm for that white socket craft or corruption table. Whatever way you choose to engage, the key thing is that you'll get to choose when and how. Alongside this monumentous improvement, some previous leagues are also being improved. Betrayal's mastermind encounter, long relegated to being just simply not done, will now get a reward room for every member of the Immortal Syndicate, not just the leaders, which should make it much more tempting. Importantly, Syndicate State is now shared across all characters in the league, so you won't lose progress if you make a new character. Delve has also been rebalanced to make it much easier to reach deeper depths to challenge your character.
That's
There
also
are a total of
good.
69 fewer depths to reach endgame maps,
69
and the rare encounters
less.
have been made more common. And yes, Sulfite is now also shared across all characters in the league.
Fuck.
Now the Legion League was a big hit, so naturally it's being added to the game right from the get-go. As detailed in a recent manifesto, monoliths will appear in the Temple of Atsuatl, Delve, and they can also randomly appear in maps. Additionally, there will be a new scarab to add monoliths to your maps manually, and there'll be some sextant modifiers. Synthesis, on the other hand, was a divisive league, and as a whole, its mechanics are not being added to the core game. The boss fights, however, are being added to the game as unique maps in Zana's random mission offerings. This will bring Synthesis-specific uniques back into the game through these maps, though there is not currently planned to be access to the Synthesizer, Nexus, or Fractured items. Now personally, I think that even without the Blight League and content, this would be a big update for the game. The overhaul to the Master Mission system is such a relief because the overwhelming list of things that's been building up in this game that could interrupt what I was doing was really starting to grate on me at times. Personally, I really want to do delves and temples and things like that, I just don't want to do them right then and there when I'm in the middle of my map a lot of the time. But wasting sulfite encounters or incursions always felt terrible. And being able to do a day of specific
That alone
farming
is so
when we want
good.
to sounds so much better overall. That being said, when Chris first revealed that Blight was going to be a tower defense league, I cracked up laughing because it's so goofy, but it actually looks like a lot of fun. Also, the Blighted maps really remind me of the olden days of Path of Exile mapping, where maps would be quite rare and we were excited about really crafting them up to try and get some higher level map drops. And this is the first league in a while that isn't really focused on endgame boss fights. Good bosses are one of my favourite things in PoE, but I'm excited for something wildly different, with Blight's endgame instead being focused on high-level Blight map mega tower defense missions. This could well recapture some of my childhood of playing custom games in Warcraft 3. It also seems like a really good move after Synthesis to make a crafting reward structure that will be much easier to read and navigate. Being able to see the oil crafts before committing to them and having them not be random is going to be quite a bit less stressful for players, I think. But that said, let me know what your initial thoughts are in the comments. That's it for now, I'm Ziggy D, and thanks for watching.
That is so freaking good. Oh, but that doesn't show the atlas. That just shows the corners and that's it. So that we actually don't have the atlas then. But we do, but at least we have this, right? Where is it? Right? We see all of these already. right? I kind of just want to look at this until I, figured out all of them, but I probably shouldn't right now, especially because we don't have all of them. The rest of the that's, that's fucking big. That's big, 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 big. Okay, let's go. Let's actually read this now. POE Blight. In Battle of Exile Blight, you must stop the spread of the deadly blight by building towers to defend against monsters in control. Our September expansion contains the Blight Challenge League, the revamp and balance archetypes with new skills and support gems, plenty of new items, 2 old leagues being integrated. Oh, I was like, wait, what? But that's just talking about the synthesis bosses. And I focus on giving you more freedom to choose which aspect. Yeah. Spreading the blight. Here's the guy that is trying to spread the when attacked, the blight commands infected monsters to defend it. The monsters must follow the blight standard zone, attacking foes directly in their paths. The infected are usually thought you'll need to build defenses or regionally you defend the chest will appear with your rewards. So what happens if you don't defend them? What happens if they go all the way here? Do they just go in and then also, how good is Frostwall going to be? A knockback. You don't get the chest like it. Yeah, okay, maybe it's just that. So the only reason you would ever take damage from them is if you're just trying to slow them down on one lane. I wonder how good knockback is gonna be on them. Like, can we knockback them? Can we freeze them? Can we just stun them or shit like that? Can we block them with... I don't know, it's gonna be interesting. But it's gonna be... I really wonder if you really need to use the towers, debuff them or something like that so you can actually kill them, or you just can actually just like fucking slaughter them like it's nothing. Also, I wonder... Oh no, wait, yeah. You can actually just stand at the blight, right? And just wait the monsters to come to you, right? So you don't have to run into 15 million different places to hunt them. I assume, unless there's like multiple blight balls or whatever where they're going. There's just like one, right? There's 2 portals and 1 stretch. I have a bad feeling about this day, but they might even remediation and you would need to use towers to break them. Yeah, I have a feeling that... Okay, that's a big question right now. Are they forcing us to actually use the mechanic, even end game, when you have like absolutely insane character? Sister Gas's arsenal contains towers that chill, shock, stun, burn, summon, empower, petrify, and what does this mean? Debilitate. Debilitate. What does it actually mean? Debilitate. Somebody explain this in common language. Thanks. Is this just is this the debuff of something? Oh, okay. Choose place and upgrade these towers carefully to take advantage of both the terrain and the weakness of the effective monsters. These fast bite-sized tower defense encounters combo. POE's intense action combo with tactical fun of is popular. That's an interesting mashup. I wonder how it's gonna work out. Cleanse blighted maps. Battle of Exile endgame is not safe from the effects of the blight either. Find blighted maps which contain gigantic blight encounters with dozens of lanes and some of the league's most valuable rewards. Bold move. I mean, they are definitely not afraid of trying things. I mean, synthesis, I know this. Enchant your items. Among other treasures, the Blight yields oils which Sister Cassia can use to ornament your jewelry. Combine 2 oils to enchant a ring with potent tower modifier. Combine 3 oils to enchant your amulet with any notable passive skill from the skill tree. 12 oils vary considerably in rarity, which each combination of them granting a result. There is so many decent notables to take. Wait, you can modify the maps too with this. Now the question is how many thousands of different oils we have. But I mean, at least we can do the 3-to-1, right? So maybe it's enough to just use one normal tab for the oils. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. I guess we're using these a lot for maps eventually, I think. Yeah, Avatar fires a keystone, so this doesn't work. But yeah, the life notables are gonna be so often used, and I don't blame them. Anointable unique items. 4 of the unique items exclusive to Blood League form an armor set that can also be anointed with notable passives. Combined with an anointed amulet, the wearer of this set can have up to 5 bonus notable passives active at once. The question is, can you have all of those anointed passives as the same? Or are you capped at having only one anointed? Because that's some hilarious flask effect you can get, if that's the case. And yeah, like reduced mana reservations. Oh my god, there's so many. And you can have potentially have so many curses too. I mean, okay. It allocates. Wait, was it an actual allocation? Was it actually said that it allocates? Or that it just gives you it? Because if it just allocates, then it's fine. Yeah, okay. Okay. Wait. Oh, yeah. Okay. Shh. Calm down. I was already heading through all of the possibilities here, okay? Calm down. I'm sorry. But yeah. I mean, I'm assuming if you have a Val timeless jewel, it no longer is Golem's blood. I was wondering that earlier. Will it just give you the point anyways? Or would it give you the changed version? And in the case where you're just adding stuff on it, there is some crazy stuff you can get out of these. So I mean, you can get a lot of life. You can get the flasks effect. You get the mana reservation with the +1 curse. Is gonna be crazy. No, you can't continue the 3. No, it just. I mean, I'm like. Fuck. If that's the case, that would be so nice though. Because if that would be the case, you could have all of the, was it 5 items? You could, that would be so weird, dude. That would completely change how we would make skill trees. I'm pretty sure it won't let you progress from there though. But that would add crazy amount of holy shit. Ooh. Manage your master missions. You're no longer forced to run every master mission as soon as you encounter it, or required to run arbitrary maps to complete your dailies. Significantly more of your missions are now earned through map completion, and they can be run later, but talking matter. Missions accumulate indefinitely, and you can run them whenever you have time or whenever you choose. So, who's gonna have the biggest number? Who's gonna have the biggest number here on like some of these? That's the question now. It's like 3 months into the league, like in the last day of the league, somebody's gonna just post a screenshot where the number of digits like is like you know 10,000 like something like. That would be pretty funny. Oh gosh. And I think it's a safe assumption that in order to get red beast like Einhar encounters, you have to do red maps. I wonder what that means if you're running T11s versus T16s or something like that. Will you get like still like yellows from T11s, or do you only get reds, or what's the case here? Also, yeah, I was thinking about the shaping. I didn't say it out loud when we were watching the video earlier, but yeah, I'm expecting the shaping to not work. Don't you know the daily mechanic? I know how the daily mechanic works. It's based on it's like plus minus few levels of the last map you did. So I'm expecting it to work the same. So I guess if you're running T16s, then you're basically only getting red maps, like red ones. And if you're doing T11s, then you can get yellows and reds. I think that's the safe bet. No. But when you say, because these are there is no reason to have them tiered like this. Like if like there's no way you're gonna be having these like 41 white tiers run as reds. It's probably just like locked at a specific, like just a specific tier. It just said that this map is too high, right, or something like that. But didn't that say that it's one daily and not map encounter? What? We're getting 2 a day. We're gonna get 2 per day. And I'm assuming it works exactly like it works now. Except instead of just putting them in your atlas, it puts them in here. Based on the tier that you had last run. And I'm expecting that to be the same case whenever you're running. Before you were running reds and then they would go reds and all that, yeah. But we're still getting them in the maps. They said that we're still getting them in the maps. But does that mean that if you don't do like yeah, build you because I remember them saying that we still get the missions on the maps themselves sometimes. Can somebody give me the timestamp for that? I think I remember them saying that we still get like random things on there, but not as frequently, right? So we still have like this kind of force feeling of doing it right, but it just happens less often, so it hopefully is not a big right. By the way, Snowfly, you don't have to tag me on every single comment you make. just saying. Now everybody's gonna do it. Fuck. Why did I say that? That was a mistake. Forget it. Oh yeah, I should pay believe it. You're no longer forced to. Okay, singularly more of your missions are now earned through map completion, and they can be run later by talking to master. Mission accumulate infinitely. Well, okay, it doesn't even say it here. I mean, it says significantly, so it but it was said on the video as well. We also improved Pictorial's rewards, made deeper depths easier to access in Delve. That's nice. Integrated the Legion and the boss fights from the Synthetic Network game. I really, 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 really hope that they don't add the goddamn it insane, crazy map mods to them. Yeah, I mean, Toberbros, that's already the case in for getting the normal things too. Currently in the game, if you don't complete the map, you don't get the random atlas, like the objective spawns. That's already a thing. Boss rushing, boys, let's go. Yeah, I mean, that's probably a way to farm them. You choose to farm them if you want to, right? I think that's good. If you really want to, you can. But, I mean, obviously it wouldn't be... I guess it's not a good idea to have a map where you can get to boss in a second, right? They might be offered as unique maps by Zana. But there could also be random modifiers. And since they said that they just added them, this makes it feel like they're just gonna have mods. I really hope they don't, but yeah. Why don't you have tab here? I want to see the mods on this. Oh shit, these are gonna be dense. Also, even harder to get the T3 corruption rooms now. Dude. The Necromancer archetype. Sorry about that. Summoners are one of the most popular playstyles in action RPGs. In POE Blight, we have significantly revamped many summoner mechanics, and the Witch, Necromancer, and Sentinel class, we have buffed the per gem level progression of many minion types, added new support gems that allow you to fine-tune minion behavior, revamped Necromancer's tendency, introduced a carrying golem, added a high level 1 base type that can roll powerful minion mods, and many other changes. To support all the new skills that are available, we have added an additional bar. Fine. Dangerous new golem minion that buffs and is buffed by your non-golem minions. Imagine getting the Legion room while with the oh yeah, oh shit, oh fuck yeah. Oh. Also Minimax from corruptions because everyone wants the corruption rooms. Oh. This sounds interesting with wall skellies. Yeah. Frost bomb. Yeah. Yo, it's so big though. I want to see the. I want to see the. Wait, is it there? Is it here? There's like a some kind of button here. It has something to do with. I don't know. It's weird. Poison Assassin. The Poison Assassin, one of the most dominant. Once the most dominant playstyle in Path of Exile. What timeline am I living in? assassin wasn't the GOAT during those days. Fight me. Yeah, I mean, yeah, for pure DPS, sure. But Pathfinder was just better. Dude. Infinite flasks. Only one of the most popular in the Battle of Exile is returning almost to its glory days. Blight adds a new poison themed support gem and a suite of 5 potent new poison themed skill gems, including Cobra Lash, which chains a poisoned projectile between your foes. New elusive mechanics supported by new Ascendancy Notable provides powerful defensive opportunities and a means of escape while changes to the perfect agony keystone passive and multipliers for elements from crit hits ensure the poison assassin gets hit. I'm gonna say it again. I'm gonna be disappointed if you basically have to be an assassin to go poison. Withering Step. Use this as a movement skill alongside other skills. Instantly withers enemies around you. Ooh. Oh god, those eyes. Spoopy eyes. Cobra Lash. The Cobra Lash throws out a weapon projectile that chains multiple times between enemies. Some good MTX here. Okay. The Mind Saboteur archetype. We often receive feedback that Mind's thoughts run felt clunky to use. That was until you made the use of Mind actually be instant. After that, it's been fine. Does anyone actually think they are clunky right now? The moment you get the instant detonation node on the skill tree, you're good. Oh yeah, maybe. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I can definitely like it's nice for things that don't have like reach and shit like that. But in Blight, we have completely reworked mine mechanics from the ground up. Thrown to a location rather than a place at your feet, mines now deploy more quickly and detonate in a sequence. The detonation in sequence could potentially even be a nerf. Mine skills now also reward you for detonating long sequences. Imagine that you would need to have like proper like make mega chains to get anything done. That's not gonna be the case, but imagine. I don't know what to think about the mana reservation. Sure though. So it sounds like a yikes. Imagine setting a mega chain for Shaper and one-shooting him. I mean, why not just do what you do right now and generate like when the mines generate immediately and he dies anyways. So it's actually faster because it's like that instead of. I mean, yeah, it's gonna look. I guess it's gonna look good. I mean, people like how fast they detonate after each other. It's gonna be a big like thing. Like it has to be really fast. Otherwise, it's gonna feel well clunky. If you have to wait for damage. Mine skill now also reward the new and reworked mine support gems as well as the mobile skitter bot. Mobile skitter bot provide new avenue for explosive power. All these additions are further enhanced by changes to the passive skill tree and the Saboteur. Mechanically, this looks amazing, but it's very eye-cancery. Smite makes nearby enemies vulnerable to damage, which with increasingly powerful shockwaves, multiple are detonated sequence. Summon skitterbots. These skittering companions boost your trap and mine damage, occasionally activating mines and then rearming them, or triggering multiple traps. Oh, that's kind of cool. We have new friends. I hope that they make a deal with like the Star Wars, so we can get like RTD2, you know. But imagine if they like randomly trigger your stuff when you're like setting up for a one shot. I would assume that they have to have a target nearby for that to happen. Yeah. They look like replicators from Stargate. Yeah, kinda. Alrighty then. Is that a new flask or is it like just a rework flask? Powerful new items. Oh, that has to be divinarius. Oh, it's not something new. Alongside the oils, blighted maps, and new jewelry, enchantments, Battle of Exile Blood contains 18 new div cards, 16 new skills and support gems, and 16 new unique items for you to discover. In addition, we have rebalanced 24 existing unique items. A lot of new uniques. That's like 40 uniques that are basically like new-ish because of the reworks. And this, I assume that these six are the same as the Legion ones, that they are League specific ones, maybe? I don't know, maybe not. Polished Legion Scarab. Araquint is an additional Legion encounter. Each Legion contains a Warhorde. Oh, so I assume that the Rusted, Polished, and Gilded just gives you like better chests or something like that. No, I would assume that the Gilded gives you a general every time. Cold Iron Point. +3 to level of all physical spell skill. Deal no elemental damage. It's not socketed. It's all. Interesting. Does that mean I can have +6 if I dual wield these? It's not physical spells. It is physical spell skill gems. That means +6 SRS. Wait, no. Is that no? Wait, give me a second. Before I lock down that, I'm not sure if it actually is. No, it's fine. Ah, shit. I was too hyped. But that's a lot of levels. No, it doesn't have a. It has to be a physical spell skill gem. There isn't many for that. Blade Vortex, Blade Fall, Unearth, EK. The question is the +3 gonna be good enough? Versus, you know, the other crazy shit we can get. I don't think zombies have it either. I mean, one thing we need to consider is that they could add the physical tag to the skill gems. They could do that. But it's important that it says skill gems, not skills. So it has to have the tag for physical, otherwise it doesn't work. Oh yeah, these are the new gloves. Badge of Brotherhood. Increase cooldown recovery of travel skills per friendly charge. Increased effect of elusive per power charge. Chance to lose friendly charge when you use travel skill. Chance to lose power charge when you gain elusive. Maximum frenzy charge is equal to your maximum power charge. What is elusive? It's something with the assassin, maybe, right? I remember. No, wait, didn't they? Wait, elusive was mentioned, right? I think it was. Yeah, okay. Faded unique item. Okay. Explosive trap is a yeah, it is. It is a physical. Wait. Don't we already have a item level 80 Elderborn helmet? Oh god. Whoever made this is just laughing at the other dude who made the level 81. Just like, you made a one that can't get +3 some like summon levels? Get fucked. Every skull was once a person. So who? Rarely ask. Friends who wear the crown of Nook never need to ask. They remember. And then supporter packs. Okay. The tower defense is a very, very, very big question mark. This is a big yes. This is a big yes. Feels good, man. I mean, these are kind of like the Legion stones, I guess. So yeah, whatever, I guess. Kind of cool. New uniques, cool. Delve and synthesis together. Not synthesis, betrayal with the shared thing is so good. Okay. Do we have... We don't have a compilation thing yet. I need to get PGG tracker here quick. Okay, that's good. What was this response to? There are some raider buffs in the patch notes, and we'll highlight them in the balance measure. On the announcement page, we just focus on that sentence that we're getting last. Yeah, okay. Nice. Raider buffs too, boys. Okay, it is time to go through the abominations of game journalists. Journalist. And for that, I'm gonna need a cup of coffee. Shockwave Totem is a physical spell. Huh. So, fun fact, guys. The first character I ever hit 100 with was a Shockwave Totem Assassin. Assassin crit is getting buffed. The question now is, will Shockwave Totem receive AoE buffs? Did the dagger mention chaos damage? No, it was just plus levels and deal no elemental damage. I really hope one of the support gems is gonna be Poison Prolif. So that Binos, and then they buff Binos, like make Binos crazy. Maybe. But I kinda wanna play minions, dude. The minions. Okay. PC Gamer. Let's go. Massively OP. Game Informer. Shack News. Gamepedia. PC Invasion. PC Games. RP Gamer. MMO Bomb. Games Spew. MMO. Hey, where's IGN? Can we have a F for IGN, boys? Oh shit! What was the organization that, or like the website that leaked last time? Because there was one that leaked, right? What was it? It wasn't IGN, right? It was something else, right? Path of Exile, next up, mixes tower defense with fungal alchemy. I like that. Yo, that's Carve League. I just realized. Huh. Huh. Mushrooms. Poisonous mushroom, dude. You know, okay. Get ready for clip, boys. Remember Tarky explaining the cat MTX? You know what we need? We need Shockwave Totem MTX that turns it into a giant mushroom, and instead of Shockwave, it the thing is like you know, like like this point, like, you know, when you step on a mushroom, it's just like the spore wave things, right? We need that, right? Then I can make a poison mushroom assassin. Okay, can we have that? Okay. Please. Poison. Spore wave. Oh yeah, and you can have celestial spore as well. Oh my god. Actually, fuck it. Let's just scrap the shockwave totem completely and let's have a new skill, spore wave totem. Spore wave totem. And they just like they have no hit damage. They just like poison. We're going places here. Summon poisonous mushroom. Yo, we need a new skill archetype now. We need mushrooms. Because you could have so many different mushrooms. You could have the poison mushrooms. You could have like freezing mushroom. You could have like all of the things, you know? Honestly, definitely the mushroom as an MTX for totem though. That's definitely the thing. And the animation is that it like squeezes down. Yeah. And confusing, right? Instead of blinding, it confuses them and it makes the monsters fight themselves. We don't have that kind of skill yet. We don't have a skill that confuses the monsters to fight themselves, right? We need that. We only have like conversion, right? Okay. Loot hoarding, action RPG, and tower defense are two mouse-destroying compulsions that sound perfect together. Despite how few games I've tried. On September 6th, POE is doing just that with Blight, the next quarterly league expansion for POE grinding games popular free-to-play dungeon crawler. But that doesn't confuse. That converts the monster for you, and you get the bonuses from that, right? This would just confuse them, and it wouldn't give you the hours and shit like that. Blood is a free upgrade bringing a new system to wrestle with, loot to hoard, and weird hybrid tower defense mode if you're willing to start a fresh character, that is. I like... You don't... Really? You're trying to sell this league, and then you question the willingness of people making new characters to play the league. I mean, it's not wrong, but you're not supposed to say. In the upcoming Blight League, players will find small tower defense missions in every zone. The latest plague to hit the cursed continent of Reckless is fungal infection. That's a good way of saying that the carve is coming. And the only cure, according to the NPC's strategy, is to attach a big siphon to the fungal just to squeeze out the mushroom oils. Yum, this process doesn't take long, just a minute or two per plume. But waves of monster will rush along, crawling in fungal tendrils to stop. I wonder, is it like a set time when they keep coming, or can you like speed up the process by killing them faster or something like that? Talking to grinding gear head Chris Wilson, he explained that this is the power of Exile first and tower defense second. You'll still run around and like a mad thing, hacking up monsters as quickly as possible. There's just too many crunch to handle yourself, so you get to place a variety of damage dealing and ailment inducing towers along the tendril paths the monsters travel. The goal is to okay, yeah. I want new information. The issue is we kind of need to read through of this shit if I want to that. Best bits of the device synthesis. I liked it. Oh, I like this guy. Yo, this guy, I like this guy. This guy knows. Even though he probably never did in game. Maybe he did actually, I don't know. Let's not question. He liked it. Okay, that's all I need to know. It was great but awful. At the end, it was so fucking good. I mean, it still had like some issues, but at the I always take those small issues because it was so fucking good over, say, Legion. That was just like very straightforward. You kill shit, you get loot. You enter a place and you kill shit and you get more loot. Because it had no depth, it was just that. I will play Unedited League. Yeah, me too. Absolutely. Synthesis was like the perfect league for someone like me who just enjoys depth, I guess. The complicated player build dungeons may not be returning, but the gilded synthesis enemies and boss fights will sometimes appear as random encounters along with some unique synthesis items. Oil harvested from Blight can be combined and okay. Oh, that's something I haven't seen yet. Actual gameplay. You see it? No? No? I need... Where? When? That's 5! 5 nude! Oh, shit. That also means 6, because you have to swap it too, right? That's so good though. Loud. Oh, I can lower it, sorry. I can... Hey, Leroy. Do you guys like the psychedelic like this here? I didn't even realize it before. Okay, so I'm assuming these are similar to Legion chest in the way that not in this chest that we can't get like old league content from them. I would assume. Fungal Blight will be found in every area, and the encounter will be a quick 30 to 40 second tower defense game with defined lane. Blight Bling. Oh yeah, actually these are just the same footage as was used before, but now like instead of the voiceover and dude, the zombies are so fucking fast. They're so fast. And they... Oops. The big thing, they are going ahead of you. Killing things. You just skip the mechanic. I like the fact that we're actually seeing a Guardian kill in a showcase. When was the last time we actually saw an like actual build, by the way? It's interesting. Oh, they just they just have every single screenshot here, don't they? Yep. I mean, obviously it's slow. Like it's not like it wasn't like super optimized, but it was actually a build instead of random skill with 5 mana flasks. The fuck? Is that... Wait, is that 180 something 0.5k? What is that? Also, is that a new Herald? Or wait, is that... No, that's the new Herald, right? Oh wait, is that just the... That's not Agony, right? Oh wait, can't see it. I mean, it's a Herald, but is that Agony? Actually can't... every time I see Agony, there's like supports and... I can't see it on here. Oh wait, yeah, oh shit, there's Virulence, obviously. Where is it though? Oh yeah, I completely phased out on the reroll. I don't know. Weird. So we have, what were the options? Okay, so we have then that was the arc thing. That's chill. Is that like burn? That's like wither or something. That's stun, and that's poison or something. Is that it? Oh yeah, fireball. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, fireball. Sorry about that. And I asked, I wonder what these are. Are these like showing what the towers are and like what level they are or something like that? Dude, there's so many of these. Holy shit. Look at how many these are. The mines actually look kind of, they actually look good now. Wait, wait. There you go, Hexmaster. Oof. Can you put these on a corrupted items? Like talismans? Yeah, Whisperism do. Oh yeah, sorry, it's Whisperism do. Hexmaster is the other one. Yeah, you're right. And you put Impulse and Anime Guardian, focus him towards. I mean, I guess you would make the amulet, right? And then it would turn into a talisman, and then you just hope that it stays, right? Is this the new waifu? Yeah, the fact that you can see what you get is such a good thing. And that is like so insanely good. You know what's gonna you know what this league is amazing at? It's gonna teach people what the notables actually like what are like the notables that, you know, right now people just see the stats. Now they're gonna learn the names of them too. Because they read the name, then they're like, oh shit, I have to open my skill tree and then type the name, man. Okay, I'm gonna call it right now. Within the first week of the league, it might even be said, it might be even before, but within the first week or two, we're gonna have people saying that instead of telling us what notable it gives, it should also show us what the notable has when you do it. I'm gonna call that right now, right? So that the people don't actually have to open the skill tree and then search for the notable, right? They want that, right? That will absolutely happen. Mark my words. If nobody else does it, I'll fucking do it now. I'm pretty sure someone's already complaining about it, yeah. Notable name, yo, that, oh my god, that is, you know what we need now? We're gonna have a notable cheat sheet where you have, like, it's not, no, it's not gonna be cheat sheet, like, we, yep, that's gonna happen. That's gonna happen. Who's gonna do it? I want to listen to the song Informer because I saw it. Here's a cheat sheet. Skill tree. Soul of Steel is gonna be such a good one now, yeah. Honestly, we're definitely gonna have a cheat sheet for the oil combinations, that's for sure. I mean, there isn't that many notables. How many notables do we have? Can I do this? Okay, there are quite a few. Never mind. Never mind. There's a few. I mean, it's nothing like the amount of shit we have in the Legion jewels, right? Man, there's gonna be so many GG things to do. Like, yeah, exactly. If you're a crit build, right? No, these aren't notable. I mean, they're, yeah. I mean, no, yeah, no. That's pretty clear. God, dude, like, assassination, 35 multi, 30 crit chance, throat seeker. Yeah, why would you ever take throat seeker? You take assassination, dude. Assuming you don't go here anyways, right? I like this. You could go for the elemental immunities so much easier now. Overcharged. I mean, Constitution and discipline and training. I mean, yeah. Soul of Steel. Imagine playing a trapper or miner and not needing to take clever construction. I mean, you're here anyways. Charging offensive. That's pretty good note. So is ooh. I mean, I'm just gonna look at Alchemist here. 10% duration, 10% effect, then Druidic Rite. Oh god, dude. Oh fuck. Oh yeah, Arcane Chemistry. Art of the Gladiator. Oh. Ooh. Graceful Assault isn't exactly shit either. Obviously, something like Sovereignty, Influence, Leadership. I mean, obviously Whisper of Doom. Oh, Mysticism isn't bad either. Arcane Expand. Yeah. Oh, Harrier. Oh. Ooh. Yeah, you can also get is there a double leech node that gives you both? No, yeah, I mean we have this right. But this is yeah, there. Soulraker. I mean, I don't think it's not gonna be leech isn't gonna be an issue like that, honestly. Hmm. Oh yeah, the conversion nodes. I mean, then you have like this interesting stuff like the burning barrier, right? Champion of the cause for builds that don't otherwise get easily here and wanted. Sanctum of Thought, what is it again? Oh, yeah. Yeah, these are big as well. Yeah, Sanctum of Thought is pretty good. Man. Man, this fucking assassination. Assassination on any crit build that can't make their way here is do. But I feel like in hardcore, you're either gonna take one of the like you can get one of the big life nodes, you can get like the flask nodes and shit. Yeah, this is a really good node. Like you can actually like, or at least on hardcore, you can even, I mean, you can kind of think this as all resistance as well. But obviously everyone has permanent flash cap time, so. But yeah, she'd like Crystal Skin and Arcane Swiftness is really interesting for getting the elemental immunity stuff. If you're never nowhere close to it. Yeah, even the crit protection is good. The alone is good. Yeah, Crystal Skin is a really good defensive node. Man, I just want to go over all of this right now, but I'm not gonna do it. But yeah, the big thing is how are they only gonna interact with jewels that change them, how they work? Oh, this was a very short one. Yeah, exactly. The meek thing, because assuming you have a Legion jewel that completely removes that notable from your skill tree, right? Will you still get it with the amulet? Because if that is the how it works, then meek you should be able to get it while having meek. Not that there is too many things that you would want to get while like from the meek ready. You would actually allocate the node on the tree. Well, the thing, yeah, exactly. That's like, or maybe it's just like as simple as if it allocates a node that doesn't exist on the skill tree anymore because of the Legion jewels, then it doesn't allocate it. Maybe that's how it works. I don't know. I mean, we're gonna find the answer for these like relatively soon, so it's like whatever, right? We're gonna find it out. Let's check this new stuff here. Oh, let's go, Chris. Question about Blight. They say we have also made deeper depths. Yep, okay. Oops. One. Wait, what is this? Secret passive. Wait, did we actually read the PC invasion yet? No, we haven't got there, so nice. Let's see. I mean, that's not all. You can also have Sister Cassia anoint your amulet. You'll need 3 oil for the process, but it's well worth it. That's because the oil combination for your amulet that vastly new passive in your skill tree. There are now 13 secret passives that have been added, which you can unlock in the skill tree only from oil combination. So when the guy says new passive in your skill tree, he just means the passive. He just means the passive. He just means the passive is affecting you. There are 30 passives only can be overcome. Get dunked on. Okay, he didn't actually answer the question. Niggy. Oh wait, this is it's all about. Oh. Hmm. Okay. I can now we kind of. I feel like we need to actually check this because that one thread. Maybe that was just worded badly. I don't know. Just gonna score quite fast. Do 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 do. I have a feeling that there's nothing new for us to see in this. About making me to go on a different page. That's another video we only see it in. Like, we haven't actually seen it like this, right? The both for Legion Shield thing and support for the amulet. Maybe. Yeah, all of these are included in the Siki video, I think. But he talks over to them. This way I can focus on the video, so like what's happening, I think. I feel like any build that has where you don't actually have to do shit and you allow you to manage all the towers. So totem builds, minion builds. Did you see the new Herald of Agony Dagger? You're talking about the +3, right? Wait, what? Okay, I need to see what are these. Look at this, right? So they okay. So I assume when we get this image, that means that it's a chest. I guess there's like different tiers, right? if you look at it, they all start from like gray, right? Right? From like the gray, and then some of these have this, right? So these go into the yellow ones first, right? Yeah, this is something, yeah, see there? And I'm assuming these three will just get the face next, right? Oh, okay, never mind. It just went straight to that. Oh, okay. So I think what happens is this means it when it has the yellow, it's like activated or something like that. So then the monster starts spawning, I think. Yeah, proper builds will just stand there and kill everything on the screen when they come to it. Yo, that's okay, so we can get that confirms it. We can get all leak items, right? Because that's a synthesized item, right? Not synthesized. That's a betrayal item, right? I think. Wait, does it show when you open it? Yo, that's so nice. You will see when you have if there's chests that are still unopened. That's actually so nice. Man, they are so far apart. I mean, this is like a, this was like the special map, right? Okay. I think it was divisive league because at the start it was complete utter dog shitly implemented. It wasn't the league was bad. Like the league mechanic is, I mean, the league, I don't know. It's such a hard thing. Like, I feel like you can't say that just like that because at this, like 90% or something percent, yeah, 90% of the player base never got to play it after it was actually good. So it's like, eh, eh. It's kind of interesting that the boss battles are from Zana only, right? Divisive. But I don't think it's fair to say that. Like, it would be if it was like at the start when it was actually at its best uh form. I think it would have been much less divisive. It's like it was 364, I believe. 364. because repetition. What? Also, we're not quite done yet because I was also able to have a short interview with Chris Wilson. I asked him in-depth questions regarding the design project. These are what we're looking for, boys. These right here, these Q&As. Can you guys scout the Q&As for me? Would indoor maps be better for tower defense? That's one thing that we don't know how the thing works with open areas and shit. PC invasion. How are you prepared? How prepared are you for Exile? Pepe has be making Exile. We have a lot of stuff to announce, which we can't get any details yet, as you know. BlizzCon will be happening 2 weeks before ExileCon. If I'm betting man, one of their announcements might involve a certain Diablo game, and they've been known to provide quality products as well. Okay. Our goal with our announcements is to show how our game matches up so people can think about new products and to show the best action RPG. Classic David Wages Codas. It's kind of medium. Do you feel that Blight will be one of the smaller expensive, medium-sized expansions? Our goal is here to make something that we can provide as we also continue to work on other projects simultaneously. 3.9 will be out, and it's a big one, and 4.0 is also happening in bracket to do some spring cleaning. We've also done some spring cleaning by taking features and mechanics and make them quite a lot better. Oh, that's still talking about that. Okay. Yeah. How many devs are currently working on Blight compared to others? People share responsible for all 3 projects. We might have programmers that work on certain projects. Earlier part of the day, we're switching to another. I would say that half our dev team is on 4.0, rest are 3.8. And the work on 4.0 isn't necessarily going to detract from dev current code. We're hired up, ramped up for that actually. We have 146 team members. That's a pretty sizable amount of people. Ziggy David got the other minion. I've seen the Ziggy video like twice. We have the gloves, and then we have something. We've also got people switching around various cities in the coming weeks. Some of our team members. The boots? Wait, wait. Were there 2 different boots? That's not the boots aren't the minion item. Boots are the Speedy Gonzalez boots. It's a minion unique item, but they're not minion. They're just Speedy boots, basically. Wait, did they have some minion stats? I don't know. I just remember 150. I just remember 50% more movement speed. Base moves. I just remember that. Okay. It is becoming quite divisive because they focus too much on the end game. Meanwhile, Legion and other expansive have I don't know about that. Have generally become more rewarding just by doing low tier content with no further need to higher content. Do you feel that Blight would be answered to this? That 100 increment base move, that's basically 50% more speed. That's how it is. An interesting balancing act. Yeah, we know the gloves. You said Ziggity Wit got the other minion unique item. What is the other minion unique item? There's only the gloves. An interesting balance. We want to make this expansion interesting for various groups. Low tier content reporting, it won't push people to progress further. On the other hand, if higher tier content becomes too much of a requirement, then you'll see so many players dropping off because they aren't getting rewarded. The trick is to making sure content will be viable for all type of players. The way we've done this in Blight is that we have the regular encounters as progress. You can still obtain certain items or oils to start anointment, but of course, it'll be more rewarding the more our players push themselves. Have you considered doing separate game modes to focus on various genres? Yes! Give us Battle Royale. The RPG experience is what keeps players coming back because of fun item grind and customization. Whatever we do, as long as it's an RPG, well, it's good to have fun experience. You need at least 100% flat MS for the new movement speed to better than 7 league steps. That is not hard to get. That is not hard to get. Many of the previous expansions have had timed mechanics where you needed to move from one area to the next while taking out. Was this a conscious design choice that would be more rewarding for builds that focus faster clearing and mobility as opposed to trying to support builds? At the end of the day, we have the reward players that have the ability to complete the content that means faster clearing monsters, killing bosses in less time. The ability to do that has to be encouraged. As a good thing because if you don't give any benefits for that, then players won't their builds. The trick is to make it so that it, so that we don't go into light speed. It's impossible to go complete light speed. These are the negative side effects, of course, where players might feel the need to build characters and clear content so quickly. But still, the game has to be set up to reward the success. Will the betrayal engine system change? We've heard the feedback regarding that, but as of now, my betrayal engine system? Are we talking about master crafting? Like how to obtain craft? Oh, that would make sense. Okay. Yeah. I see. Yeah, that was a Chris interview. Oh, that's the old one. Okay. Interesting. They don't mention. Oh, they do that though. Grinding. Trying to see if they have like interview or something like that. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, those boots are literally the fastest boots in the entire game when you set up them properly. And the best thing about those boots, you can also get movement speed onto the boots through your skill tree with the 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 system, right? This doesn't look like it has anything else. Just 50 more. That's what it basically is. Yes. It's really easy to make them better than any other boots in terms of pure speed. I think, what is the wording? I'm pretty sure those were the way that did we have the boots here? Or were they somewhere else? Right? Your movement speed is 150% base value. Wait. This is wording. Actually, let's do this. We can do it this way. Wait, where's the fuck? There's wait, didn't Octavia had a really good video explaining? And I'm too tired. I'm too grooved about that. But because your base movement speed is modifiable. You can modify your base movement speed. Your base movement speed is 100% of your movement speed is whatever amount of movement speed your character has. That is the base. And that is includes flasks. If I remember correctly. Fuck, we're actually gonna go to Octavian. Octavian did the research and all that. I don't remember. It's a good video. No, wait.
Hi there, guys. This is not really a planned video.
It's time to get schooled, boys.
Let me just get that out of the way. This is not content I intended on making, but I found myself discussing with a few friends the nature of Path of Exile's ambiguity and how difficult it is to get in as a new player, and browsing Reddit and a few of the posts on the same topic, which really is what sparked the conversation. And I found an argument in which some people were stating that Path of Exile is a game where basically everything is
something you can figure out with enough time, and that there really isn't ambiguity in the game, and that everything is stated directly for you. You know, nothing is technically incorrect. I believe that was the term used. I don't recall. Anyways, Reddit posts aside, I probably shouldn't dwell on them. It got me to thinking if that was accurate. And I started looking through a lot of the problem children as far as items go and passives go and things that people ask me about all the time on stream. Problematic wordings, unintuitive mechanics, that sort of thing. Things that people find difficult to grasp as a newer player very often. And one of the ones that I think particularly exemplified my problem with the current way that Path of Exile sort of handles its delivery of information was comms roots. So I just want to go over briefly for anybody who is a newer player and doesn't know what these items do off the top of their head, or what this item does off the top of their head. Comms roots gives you a downside of has no sockets, so you pay for using the item by not having as many gem sockets on your build, so you don't have as many utility setups. It's only 4 sockets that you lose, given that it's the boot slot. But, you know, that's pretty straightforward. You see that text, you see there's no sockets on it, you understand what that means.
Before I continue further, just think about it. If you're thinking about base movement speed, and it would be whatever it is at the start when you make a character, why would you ever use those boots? Because the value it increases is like next to nothing.
You get a lot of life, you get cannot be knocked back. So far, so good. Unwavering stance. Maybe you don't know what that means immediately, but you can, you know, actually search that in game. You can like search around on the passage tree. There's a search function there now. You can find unwavering stance, see what it does. As it says right here, gives you the keystone. And that keystone gives you cannot be stunned, but cannot evade attacks, you know, trade-off. However, it's this line right here that might be problematic for new players. You cannot be slowed to below base speed. This is perfectly accurate in a description of what the item does. A new player, though, will see this and think, oh good, I can't go any slower than my base character speed. Perfectly logical line of reasoning, I would say. Not technically correct. You cannot be slowed to below base speed does not mean you cannot go any slower than your base character speed. Or rather, you cannot go any slower than your current base character speed, which is your usual base character speed most of the time, but sometimes your base character speed can be made lower. A little bit of a mouthful, hard to fit on the text there, but basically what happens if we go through to Unstoppable, you can see a more in-depth explanation here. This right here is the text we're looking for. Second special modifier prevents the player's movement speed from being modified below base value. Player's movement speed is the speed at which the player walks without any movement speed modifiers, so bonuses or penalties. Therefore, if the player's base movement speed would be reduced below this value, such as when standing on tarred ground or even immobilizing effects such as Vol Rain of Arrows, it will instead be its base value. So Unstoppable specifically gets around what Comms Roots doesn't. Comms Roots does not have this effect. The movement speed cannot be modified to below base value. It does have this. So missing this line of text means things like tarred ground and Vol Rain of Arrows will immobilize and slow you, respectively. So the end result is new player puts on pair of Comms Roots, goes run some maps. Chilled Ground doesn't affect him anymore. Temp Chains doesn't affect him anymore. It feels awesome. It's great. You come across one of those zombie packs, one of those blackened Icarus zombie packs that looks horrifying and disgusting, and you charge in with wild abandon, knowing you will not be harmed by their slowing effect, and you start walking across the tar ground, and you can't go in very quickly, and you're slowed down, and you're like, what the fuck? What happened? I put on Comms Roots. Why am I walking at 10% movement speed? Why am I walking incredibly slowly? What's going on? What's happened there is your base movement speed value was modified. So you're still not being slowed below your base movement speed. However, tar ground makes it so your base movement speed is much lower than what it would normally be.
Do we have to continue this video? Or have we got out of the confusion? I mean, I can link you the video for anyone who's still confused. But Wait, what's the wording? Your movement speed is 150% base value. Oh wait, it actually says base value. Not base movements. We're gonna get some nice little confusion with this. It's gonna be amazing. Octavia needs to make another video about these boots because it's gonna be interesting. Okay, let's read all of this other stuff now. I'll add. Doesn't look like there's anything new here. It's one of the two. New best in all the speedy boots or complete trash. The base value and not base movement speed. So whatever the fuck is the amount of units your character moves with 0 movement speed, it should be 50% for that. Based on the wording, because it's a base value. I misread that. I think. Because it's not base speed. Base speed is the base speed is the thing that you can increase with getting movement speed. That's the base speed you get. Your base movement speed is whatever amount of movement speed you have after all the increases and whatnot. But base value is the when you have no movement speed. Which is, I don't remember how many units it is. But even then, it has a crazy cooldown recovery speed for boots. Right, because Calm's Roots is... Calm's Root, like with Calm's Roots, you can be slowed down, right? And the word is here base value. The boots are really good regardless. Like if they're like either they are fuck, I'm too tired. I'm too tired to think. We get a confirmation for them soon. I think it's based on the wording, it should just set your movement speed so that even when you get slowed, you don't get affected. They are definitely good boots, no matter what. You don't have a base 10% movement speed. The base value is is 30 something units, 38 units per second. Right? So with 10% movement speed, you have like like what is, you know, 3.8 extra or something like that. So like it's gonna basically be like 50% movement speed boots. And no other modifications work, I think. Wait, what is the wording? Because it sets your movement speed. Yeah, okay. So it sets your movement speed to exactly 150% of the base value. And base value is 38 units per second. Do I have the PGG fucking thread somewhere? How this shit works? Or is it like is it actually calculated on the wiki? If it works like that, then then getting other increases to movement speed won't do anything in that case. So it's basically like 7 league steps, except you cannot get anything else on top of it. Does Cyclone have yeah. Yeah, it's really nice for in a way that it basically doesn't make you need to use other stuff anymore. And more. And one more. I'm falling asleep here now. I just want to check this shit so I can go sleep. Do 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 do. Well, the thing is, you'll have always that. It can't go below that, which is nice. So no, like whatever you get, because it's always set to that specific value, right? So it's kind of nice. But for the most part, people will definitely go for the Super Doom mode anyway, still, I think. But yeah, the more I look at the wording, because it doesn't say base speed. Base speed is modifiable. Base value is whatever starting one. But gear type, you can do the amulet, you can do the rings. The amulet gets the notables, the new uniques get the notables, the few uniques. So the boots, gloves, probably helm, and then something, and probably body armor. The rings get the tower stuff, and yeah. I would assume it's gonna be boots, gloves, chest piece, and a helm. That's my assumption. Based on this, right? Because it says it's a set. So we have a helm, gloves, we have the boots, and then the chest piece. Yeah. I'm like 99% sure that this basically just sets your movement speed to whatever the original one is plus 50%. So that's like having 50% movement speed, and that's it. No matter what, your movement speed is always gonna be that. Regardless if your temp changes, regardless if you're chilled, regardless if you're maybe even frozen. Because that sets it into specific value. It doesn't allow, yeah, because it says your movement speed is, so it doesn't allow it to go to negative, so it doesn't allow you to be frozen, right? This basically lets you always have 50% movement speed regardless of what is happening. Oh, thanks for the sub, Jero. Actually I can probably get these back now. No, but no, wait. Being frozen is not movement, it's action. And moving is an action, so yeah, you can still be frozen, and yeah, you can still get all of that shit. Yeah, never mind. Is this a Flameless League? That has like crazy cooldown recovery speed for skills. Actually nutty. It's actually crazy. I'm sure we'll get a confirmation about this, but on like exactly everything it does. But like moving is still an action, right? When you move, that is an action that you do. Like, because when you have increased action speed, it is a multiplier to your movement speed, right? But since this sets it into the 150% of the base, you should be able to move. Jug has two different words, right? Jug has the one that you the base value. What's the name of it again? you have the unstoppable, which is movement speed cannot be modified to below base value, which is the 0 movement speed. And then you have the action speed, which means that even if you're frozen, you can use skills and whatnot. Yeah, the boots are definitely made for people who want to use the travel skills like Flame Dash. But based on the wording, you should be able to move when you are frozen, but you can't do anything else. And even if you are temp changed, it shouldn't slow you down. But because the is, right, it sets it at that. They lock move speed, but not action speed. Yeah, but moving is an action. Increased action speed from Deadeye gives you more movement speed. The reason why the unstoppable doesn't, like this here, makes it so that the turret doesn't do anything, right? But with the calm's roots, you can still get slowed because you don't have this. It's either that, or if you're Deadeye and you use these, Deadeye gives you more speed. Is action considered, like, is moving considered to be an action? This is really about that. Action speed, sometimes known as animation speed, refers to overall speed at which an actor or character moves, performs actions such as moving, attacking, casting. Placing totems, throwing traps, or using mines. Action speed can be considered multiplier for stats that affect the speed of individual actions. So moving is an action. And when you freeze, acceleration, size, and tailwind cannot be used to overcome this blow. Dude, I think we need a confirmation for this, but I think based on the wording, you should be able to move even when you're frozen. But you're not able to do anything else. Like you're not able to cast skills or attack. Because moving is an animation and it makes a base value to whatever the fuck it is. I'm getting tired. I can't think anymore. Need a confirmation on that. They are interesting boot regardless, and you want to use this if you want to like use the mobility skills. Is Octavian online? We need to go ask him. He spent too much time on this. No, he's not online. God damn it. Either way, I guess the very quick TL for whoever is keeping to the end is tower defense looks potentially annoying, potentially GG. We'll see how it actually turns out. Hard to say. The Blight maps are kinda like the Legion zones or whatever and all that. Cool. The getting the notables is really nice. Like that. This shit is really fucking pog. The being able to store the uses of your masters. Necro buffs, nice. Like summoner buffs is nice. Not personally a huge fan because of the assassin shit, because I feel like poison. If you want to do poison, you basically have to go assassin. That's how it feels like. Hard to say about the saboteur. Off the bat, I'm not a fan of the mana reservation, but it's an interesting mechanic. We'll see how it's gonna end up being. Some questionable stuff for EB setups, because if it's just pure mana reservation, then obviously new uniques, div cards, good shit. A lot of quality of life. The fact that we're getting the Delva shared, the Soul Fight shared, and the Betrayal board shared is amazing. So even if the league mechanic sucks ass, I think this is going to be a good league to play, just from all of the quality of life stuff. But it's really hard to say about the league stuff, like how it's going to be. It depends on how much we have, like how much you have to use the towers, and like is it actually must, like do you absolutely have to use the towers in order to kill stuff end game. Yeah. TLDR video coming too.